This is IMAT 2021, question 29. So we have a graph here which shows the number of blood cells per millilitres of blood over time. And we're asked which of the following statements could explain the shape of this graph. So first of all, let's look at what's going on in this graph. We can see that the number of blood cells starts off pretty low and then something happens to cause a sharp increase to this plateau here. So we have a total increase in blood cells. Now let's look at our first statement to see if it could explain the graph. A reduction in the atmospheric oxygen concentration. What would this cause? Would it cause an increase in blood cells? Well, if there's less O2 in the atmosphere, then the body's going to have to try and compensate. It needs oxygen to supply the muscles in the blood for respiration, in the body for respiration. So if there's less oxygen, we're going to need more red blood cells to compensate for that, more to try and grab what oxygen is there. So that's going to be a tick. This could explain our graph. Our second possibility is a response to bacterial infection. Could this cause an increase in blood cells? Well, if we have a bacterial infection, what's our body going to do to combat that? Well, the immune system is going to respond by producing white blood cells. These are blood cells, so if we are fighting off of an infection, we're going to have an increase in the number of white blood cells, which could be this increase here. So this could also be correct. Finally, could this increase be due to an increased differentiation of bone marrow stem cells? So what are bone marrow stem cells and what do they produce? Well, these are multipotent stem cells, and they can only produce blood cells. So if we have increased differentiation of these stem cells, that must mean we have an increase in blood cells. So again, this could be correct. And seeing as all of our statements could be correct, that leaves us with a final answer of D.